Oh, little dog disappeared. So today I'm gonna do a quick update on these airbags. I put them up to 55 PSI to start with. They can handle up to 60 inside the coil springs in the rear here. And what those do is they level out the sag from an overweighted vehicle with all your Overland or what other gear. And they can also help alleviate when you have too much tongue weight for the vehicle, having that wheelie effect that you get when you're towing a trailer. So I have now inflated them back up. I think it's about 2 months that I've had them, they've sagged down to, I think 38 PSI it was when I just filled them back up. I just got a new inflator as well, which, if you didn't know, this tailgate table is tall enough so that when you shut the gate, you can still have it out. Look at that. Wow. Had some of my DeWalt tools that I keep in the Jeep out because this guy, the vacuum and the blower, live under this here. And this, which I just got, it now lives on the surface because I don't have a home for it yet. But this is my favorite new tool. This impact driver, the 899M, this thing is a beast. It can take off 1,200 foot-pounds of brake force, which is fantastic for doing lugs on all your suspension bits. But today, I just got this little guy. This is the DeWalt inflator. So when you turn it on, you get the screens where you can either inflate. This is the blower style, like rafts and airbeds and stuff, which that thing has attachments to do as well. But this one I got more for not only the airbags, which have their little Schrader valves here, but if the tires ever get aired down for any off-road use. Most of my off-road, I do beach, and I don't even air down at all. I don't have to. I can, I'm sure, and makes it easier for my Jeep and for me, but I don't. This allows you to pick the specific pressure you want to set it at, and then you just thread in the hose and push play, and it will automatically stop once it hits that pressure. So I'm gonna make a little T-valve that I can plug this in and do each side of the vehicle and just do it real quick. You can run it off of the 20-volt batteries. It has a DC plug in the inside here, and you can run it off of AC as well, which is awesome because it has all the power options and it can inflate pretty quickly. But what I wanted to do today was to show not only the ability for these bags if you were out overlanding and camping and you needed to let one side out to level out your rig, but also the height difference that I get. Now, it is different from side to side right now. I think I have 34 inches on the driver's side, or 34 and a half rather. So about 34 and a half over here. And obviously the tire is on this side has the gates open, but it actually doesn't change that all that much. And this one's just under 34. Gives about 1/4 of an inch to swing the scape over. And as it looks from here, we're just a hair out of level. So what I'm gonna do is deflate the driver's side airbag. I'll just let out all the air, and you can see the lean that we're getting there. That bubble level definitely wants to travel to the left, or the right rather. Hear this old boat creaking. Jeez. So now, with that side deflated, let's check what PSI I've got in there real quick. Not even reading any, so that's perfect. And that equates to about, it was at 34 and a half, so almost an inch of drop on just this side here. It's actually a little bit more, it's about 1.25 inches that it goes down on that side, just from that one side of deflation. And then I'll go do the other side and see what that does. And now with both deflated, the whole vehicle rests a lot lower. So this one's at 31 inches now. So that's a really big drop in the total height of the rear of the vehicle. And it also does something that, and this side again is off about 32 or just over 32 and a quarter or so. But some of the spoken about effects of having your rear sagging like that is some of the effects that you get when you're towing a heavy load and your back end is squatted. If the front end is raised up, your steering isn't getting as much pressure on the ground, so you get squirrelier in steering. Also, braking systems are designed from the front forward. Your front braking is your more aggressive braking. So if your vehicle is leaning upward, it will then cause your brakes to not be as effective. So the braking from putting these airbags in, and also the steering stability, were some of the biggest benefits of that system. But it also just helps with a lot of that sag in the rear end and a lot of the over bounce and wobble, because the system of Overlandy stuff I have in the back is so heavy. When I go over a bump that's uneven, I get a little bit of a wobble like that for a second afterwards. And these bags, along with, don't forget the Hellwig rear stabilizer, that's a lot thicker than your OEM, and that gives you a lot more tension in the ability for it to flex in its swaying, I guess. But yeah, so airbags have been awesome. I'm gonna do some more on-road tests with the bags completely deflated, and I'll have like some kind of an inclometer that I can see how much tilt I've got on the vehicle, front and side to side, and then go over some bumps and see the roll difference between the bags fully inflated and then completely underinflated. This is gonna help me out because out at the beach with the bags fully inflated, the back end is really stiff and I need it to loosen up. And this again is super, super easy. I literally just undo the hose. I've got the battery systems that are all powered through the solar on the top of the Jeep. So this is a super easy and obvious kit for me to go after for my personal application. Some people like the ARB compressors that get into the hundreds of dollars. This is $100 and it does everything I need it to and then some. So I think for my application, this little guy should be the win. I'll show you real quick how easy this is. So you just thread on that Schrader valve and you hit play. And it says what the pressure is currently, and it will automatically stop when that side gets fully inflated. You actually might be able to see the and boom, does all the work for me, so I don't even have to think about it. You can see that shock has come all the way out of its sleeve there, and the bag is nice and inflated inside there.